Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nishtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityaṁ bhāgavata-sevayā bhagavati uttama-shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki durlabha manusho deho dehinam shanabhangurai tatrapi durlabham manye vaikuntha priyadarshina guruve gaurachandraya radhikaya tadalaye krishnaya krishna bhaktaya tadbhaktaya namo namaha. He Krishna karuna sindhu Dīnabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Akama Sarvakamo Va Moksha Kamo Dharati Ivrena Bhakti Yogena Yajate Purusham Param Krishna Tvadiya Padapankaja Panjarantam Adyeva me vishatu manasa rajahamsa prana prayana samaye kafvata pitta kantavarodana vidau smaranam kutaste pahi pahi mahayogin deva deva jagatpati nanyam tvada bhayam pashriyatra mristyu parasparam. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear worshipful devotees, thank you so much for taking out your valuable time to read here Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam together, especially this wonderful section which talks about the different reasons why Lord Krishna appears. So it starts with text number 50. The last few verses we have been discussing from 56 onwards, I believe. Canto 9, chapter 24. Yeah, from 56 and 57, there are different reasons about Krishna's appearance and how his activities are transcendental. So we will read today text number 59. Again, it has a wonderful purport, so let's read this nice verse. Akshohin Ninam Prati Patibhir Asurair Nripalanchanai Bhuva Kramayamanya Abharaya Kritodyamaha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. Although the demons who take the possession of the garment are dressed like men of garment, they do not know the duty of the garment. Consequently, by the arrangement of God, such demons who possess great military strength fight with one another, and thus the great burden of demons on the surface of earth is reduced. The demons increase their military power by the will of the Supreme, so that their numbers will be diminished, and the devotees will have a chance to advance in Krishna consciousness. Purport. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita 4.8, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya dushkritam. The sadhus, the devotees of the Lord, are always eager to advance the cause of Krishna consciousness so that the conditioned souls may be released from the bondage of birth and death. But the asuras, the demons, impede the advancement of Krishna consciousness movement. And therefore Krishna arranges occasionally fights between the different asuras who are very much interested in increasing their military power. The duty of the government or the king is not to increase the military power unnecessarily. The real duty of the government is to see that the people of the state advance in Krishna consciousness. For this, purpose, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita 4.13, Chaturvanyam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagashaha. According to the three modes of material nature and the work ascribed to them, the four divisions of human society were created by me. Therefore, there should be an ideal class of men who are bona fide brahmanas, and they should be given all protection. Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha. Krishna is very fond of the brahmanas and the cows. The brahmanas promulgate the cause of advancement in Krishna consciousness, and the cows give enough milk to maintain the body in the mode of goodness. The Kshatriyas and the government should be advised by the Brahmanas. Next, the Vaishyas should produce enough foodstuffs. And the Shudras, who cannot do anything beneficial on their own, should serve the three higher classes, the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and the Vaishyas. This is the arrangement of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, so that the conditioned souls will be released from the material condition and return home back to Godhead. This is the purpose of Krishna's descent on the surface of earth. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya sadushkritam. Anyone wants to read this paragraph of the purport, and then we can discuss this along.
Yes, sure. Dhanavad.
Yes.
Yeah, Dhanavad Pranam devotees. Sorry, I didn't get a chance to read more than a couple of lines in last few classes. Everyone must understand Krishna's activities. Janma karma cha me divyam. If one understands the purpose of Krishna's coming to this earth and performing his activities, one is immediately liberated. This liberation is the purpose of the creation and Krishna's descent upon the surface of the earth. Demons are very much interested in advancing a plan by which people will labor hard like cats, dogs, and hogs. But Krishna's devotees want to teach Krishna consciousness so that people will be satisfied with plain living and Krishna consciousness movement. Although demons have created many plans for industry and hard labor so that people will work day and night like animals, this is not the purpose of civilization. Such endeavors are jagato hita, that is, they are meant for the misfortune of the people in general. Shayaya, such activities lead to annihilation. One who understands the purpose of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, should seriously understand the importance of the Krishna consciousness movement and seriously take part in it. One should not endeavor for ugra karma or unnecessary work for sense gratification. Nunam pramattaha kurute vikarma yad indriya pritaya drip apranoti. Bhagavatam 5.5.4. Simply for sense gratification, people make plans for material happiness. Maya sukhaya bharam udvahato vimudhan. Bhagavatam 7.9.43. They do this because they are all vimudas, rascals. For flickering happiness, people waste their human energy, not understanding the importance of the Krishna consciousness movement, but instead accusing the simple devotees of brainwashing. Demons may falsely accuse the preachers of the Krishna consciousness movement, but Krishna will arrange a fight between the demons in which all their military power will be engaged and both parties of demons will be annihilated. So I'll just summarize the last paragraph quick. So Krishna has a plan. We see, oh my God, so many demoniac people are there in politics, this and that, and leadership. And we how is this happening? How is Krishna not, well, Krishna is doing this. But Krishna has a grand plan of having them destroy each other. And if we read Caitanya-caritāmṛta, Prabhupada says that, yes, there are a lot of pseudo-religions will come. But, in the end, they will fight with each other and devotees will continue. So it's a very nice purport. And one other point is that One should not endeavor for ugra karma or unnecessary work for sense gratification, because that becomes like a root cause, and it feels like, oh, I have to do this work. But even our computer work, a lot of this going on iPhones and iPad, this is kind of ugra karma. So it's very subtle. It's oh, I'm just connecting with some devotee. I have to send an urgent message, but everything can wait if we have we can give Krishna priority in our life, and then Krishna will give priority in his life. Back to you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So all these verses, starting from 56, basically talk about the different reasons why Krishna comes, compassion, and then first we discuss the general reasons about uplifting dharma and to shower his mercy, his grace, his compassion. Here also the same theme is going on. The four varna and ashramas are there. Prabhupada is mentioning here that this is the purpose of Krishna's descent on the surface of the earth. What? To kill the miscreants and to protect the devotees. Paritranam sadhanam vinashacha dushkritam. Multiple times this is quoted by Srila Prabhupada. And Prabhupada is also explaining the Brahmanas, Vaishyas, Kshatriyas, Shudras, etc. So that's also Krishna's arrangement, so that no matter whatever one's psycho-physiological nature is, one can do activities. At the same time, the goal of the activities is samsiddhir haritoshanam, to please Krishna. Yat karoshi dashnasi yat johosi dadasi yat tapasya konte yat kurushva madarpanam. Whatever we do, is do as an offering to Krishna. That's a formula to go back home, back to Godhead. Whether one is whatever ashram, whatever varna one may be in, one can make progress by the arrangement of the Lord. So this is sum and substance of Krishna consciousness. And demons impede Krishna consciousness, or others following Krishna consciousness. So basically they become a cause of disturbance for the propagation of Krishna consciousness. So we must see that we always become a cause of support. Maybe tiny support or big support, that is different story based on one's abilities, and support could be in multiple ways. It's sometimes it's physical support, sometimes it's monetary support, sometimes it's encouragement, sometimes it's some practical service like cleaning the temple or traveling, things like that. There can multiple ways we can support, but at least we should always ensure that we are not on the demonic side. That means we're not becoming an impediment on our progress and others' progress as an individual and as a community. We are not an impediment, rather we are one to support Krishna consciousness to the best of our abilities, which all of you are doing so nicely. Okay. Any other comments anyone has in this text? Text 60. Someone like to read? Yes, Lakshay, Prabhu, please.
Yes, Prabhuji. Text 60. Karmanya par imayani manasapi shvalaya saha sankarshana chakre Bhagavan madhu Sudana. Translation: the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, with the cooperation of Sankarsha Balram, performed activities beyond the mental comprehension of even such possible personalities as Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva. For instance, Krishna arranged the battle of Kurukshetra to kill many demons for the relief of the entire world. Hare Kṛṣṇa, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for reading this nice verse. So I think this is in continuation with the previous verse, that sometimes when the burden is so much that the Supreme Lord may arrange one demon fighting with the other demon. Ultimately, what will happen? The population of demons will go down, and we should allow Krishna consciousness, the righteousness, to flourish. So, and such activities are incomprehensible to even great personality like Lord Shiva, Brahma, Indra, etc. You know, the Brahma Vimohan Leela, you know, the Govardhan Leela, Kunti Maharani saying the same verse in the Queen Kunti prayers, Satyavrat Muni also speaking the similar prayers. All these are very incomprehensible. Janma, karma, cha, me, divyam. Therefore, it is said in the 4.9 verse of Bhagavad Gita that all these are divya or transcendental or inconceivable activities of the Supreme Lord. So one should not consider them as some ordinary mundane. Oh, I also like to play with cows. He likes to play with cows. Like to steal butter. He likes to steal butter. So I also like to, play pranks with my friends, and he also does. So pretty much we are the same. That can lead to danger. Brahma got bewildered, Indra got bewildered, etc. Any other comments anyone has in this text? एक बार कुरु पांडव को युद्ध मचायो, अर्जुन को उपदेश सुनायो. There's a nice version also. Guru Pandav ko yudh. If Krishna wanted, could he not stop the battle? Certainly he could. He's the Supreme Lord. So one great poet, devotional poet, is Guru Pandav ko yudh machayo, Arjuna ko upadesh sunayo. He gave the message. Upadesh means message, instructions of Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. And Guru Pandav ko yudh machayo. He arranged the fight between the Kauravas and the Pandavas. The main purpose was to kill the demoniac there. Okay. 661, anyone?
Did you call my name?
Sure.
Yeah,
I would
okay.
like to read.
Yeah, sure. Anytime. Hare Kṛṣṇa devotees, text 61. Kalau janmishtyam manam nam dukkha soka tamo nudam anugrahaya bhaktanam supunyam vyatnodyasaha. Translation and purport by Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. To show causeless mercy to the devotees who take birth in the future, in this age of Kali, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, acted in such a way that simply by remembering him, one will be freed from all lamentation and unhappiness of material existence. In other words, he acted so that all future devotees, by accepting the instructions of Krishna consciousness stated in Bhagavad Gita, could be relieved from the pangs of material existence. Purport. The Lord's activities of saving the devotees and killing the demons paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya cha dushkratam take place side by side. Krishna actually appears for the deliverance of the sadhus or bhaktas, but by killing the demons, he shows them mercy also. For anyone killed by Krishna is liberated. Whether the Lord kills or gives protection, he is kind to both the demons and the devotees. So this is just saying that to show the Lord appears to kill the demons and save the devotees and preach, and essentially by his message, so the devotees are encouraged and are always thinking of him. And that's why this message is very important in this age of Kali, and we have the Hare Kṛṣṇa Mahamantra and the future of Kali going as it goes on relentlessly in the material existence. So, thank you, Prabhu. Back to you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. This is one of the important verses to remember as per the Bhagavad-Ratnamala. This one and the next one. And text 58 also in this chapter. 58, 61, and 62. So we'll spend a little time to understand the word by word, since it's a very important verse, why the Lord comes. Kalau, referring to Kali Yuga, Jana Ishyamanana. Jana, the people or the souls, the entities who will come, will take birth in Kali Yuga. So this whole write-up, this conversation is happening between Parikshit Maharaj and Shukadev Goswami, pretty much at the beginning of Kali Yuga. So he's writing, or at the end of the Dwapar Yuga, so sometime 5,000 years back. Kalau Jana Ishya Mananam Dukkha Shoka Tamo Nudam. So what will happen to them? Who will be entrapped in dukkha? You all know the word dukkha, misery, unhappiness. Shoka, lamentation. Tamaha is darkness, tamoguna. And nudam here is to minimize. So there's the first two lines. To minimize, to paraphrase this, to minimize the misery, the lamentation, and the ignorance of people who will be born in the Kali Yuga, the conditioned souls, the Jana, what happens? Anugrihaya bhaktanam. Anugraha is mercy. Upon whom? Upon his devotees. Bhaktanam. So this is a Shashti Vibhakti is used here. Bhaktana. So what happens? Supunyam. Anyone remembers any word striking? No? Mahapunyam. What's that word we remember? Anyone recalls?
The Vrishni's glories verse that we memorized.
Yes, Mataji.
Something Rupam and that.
This was in the previous chapter, right? I think this previous chapter. Mahapunyam. Starts with like that. Let me go back and see. I'm forgetting. But the second and the fourth line were like Sarva Papa. Varnayami Mahapunyam. Varnayami Mahapunyam Sarva Papa Haram Nrinam Yador Vamsha nara shrutva sarva papa pramuchyate. So Mahapunyam, the word used was Mahapunyam. Quite similar. Supunyam, right? And what is that Supunyam? Vyatanot yashaha. So Vyatanot yashaha. He expands his glories to show causeless mercy, Anugriha Bhaktanam, who would take birth in the future, in this age of Kali Yuga. So that's the first line. Kalau Jan Ishyamananam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna acted in such a way that simply by remembering him, one will be freed from all the lamentation and unhappiness of material existence. Dukkha shoka tama nuda. So this is a kind of, in other words, he acted so that all the future devotees, by accepting the instructions of Krishna consciousness in the Bhagavad Gita and the Bhagavatam, could be relieved from the pangs of material existence. Isn't it so powerful? So why is Krishna coming? Why is he doing different leelas? To remove our dukkha, shoka and tama. Let's again go back to this verse. Kalau janishyamananam dukkha shoka tamo nudam anugrihaya bhaktanam supunyam vyatanod yashaha. That's why he expanded his glories. Vyatanad is to expand. Vyatanod yashaha. So what's the first line? Anyone remembers? Without seeing. Kalau.
Janishyamananam.
Very nice. That means the people or the conditioned souls of Kali Yuga. What will happen to them? Do they have any problems?
Mahapunyam.
No, that's the third line, Mataji. They will have some issues. They will be troubled by three things mentioned here.
Dukkha, sukha, and something else.
Dukkha, shoka. Dukkha, shoka, and tama. Three problems. Dukkha, shoka, tama, nudam. Nudam is to minimize. Krishna is sarva, suhridam sarva bhutana. He is the best well-wisher, as we were discussing yesterday. Ame bina bandhu ar kiache tomar. He is constantly meditating to destroy our suffering, our dukkha, shoka, and tamaha. So, to our misery, our lamentation, and our ignorance. How will he destroy? Third line. Anyone remembers what we discussed in the third line? 661. Or how he will shower his mercy, anugraha, upon his devotees. And also, Prabhupada is clarifying, it's not just upon his devotees, it's actually upon everyone. But it's in a different way. Upon the demons also, he is showering anugraha, mercy, by killing them. Doesn't sound very nice. Krishna is showering mercy by killing them, right? We may not, or less intelligent people may not consider it mercy, it's considered as impartial, but that whole discussion happened in Canto 7. Then by killing also he is showing his mercy. Anugrihaya bhaktanam. And how does he show? How does he destroy the three problems? And how does he show mercy? By expanding. Anyone remembers the fourth line?
Supunyam.
Supunyam. Vyatanod. Expands. Expands what? Yashaha. His glories. Yashoda. Gives glory to the Krishna. So now anyone would like to try this verse? We discuss like word by word pretty much and line by line. Kalau janishyamananam. Right? Three problems they have. What's that? Shoka.
Dukkha shoka.
Ashoka.
Yeah. Dukkha shoka tamo nudam anugrihaya bhaktanam supunyam yatanodyashaha. Anyone wants to try? We'll help each other to remember. It's a nice verse to remember. How Krishna is showering his mercy upon all of us. Anyone wants to try? Like half or 20%, 40%?
Try, Guruji.
Yes, please. Please, Mataji.
Kalau janisyamananam dukha shoka tamonudam anugrahayam
Bhaktanam, one is devotees.
supunyam yatona yasaha.
Vyatanod, Yashaha. Vyatanod. Very nice. Thank you. Anyone else? Feeling inspired? You can see and speak. Just by speaking the verses, the Sanskrit verses of Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, or our speech will get purified. Of course, if we can remember a few. And when we feel dukkha, so see, practical application, when we feel dukkha, when we feel lamentation, when we feel ignorance, we can think about Krishna has specially come. He's showing us supunyam. This is magnanimous pastimes. His yasha, he's expanding his glories again. Why? To uproot my dukkha, to uproot my shoka. So why I should be happy? Better let me read something about Krishna. Let me open Krishna book and read some chapter. Let me hear some lecture. This is the real formula to be free from dukkha, shoka, and tamaha. Otherwise, this whole material world is a dukkha sagar. Kale dosha nidhirajan. It's an ocean of misery. Yes, Sampada Mataji, you want to try?
Yes, Prabhuji. Kalau janisya mananam dukkha soka tamonudam anugrahaya bhaktanam supunyam vyatanodyasaha.
And now you know the meaning also. When we know the meaning of most of the words, then it becomes very easy to remember, right? How many of you agree with that? Do you agree with that or no? When these are just some words, what is this Vyatana, what is this Yasha, what is this Anugriha, then it'll be very hard because it's like you have to remember as it is, but we don't know what we are speaking. But when we know at least most of the words, then we can remember. It's much easier to remember then. Okay, so if you feel inspired, you can try to remember this verse. 62. Yes, Bhaswati Mataji, you want to read?
Dandavat pranam, Prabhuji, Dandavat pranam, everyone. Text 62. Yashmin satkarna piyushe yasas tirtha vare sakrit srotranjali upasprasya dhunute karma vasanam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Simply by receiving the glories of the Lord through purified transcendental ears, the devotees of the Lord are immediately freed from strong material desires and engagement in fruitive activities. Purport. When the devotees orally receive the activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead as enacted in Bhagavad Gita and Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, they immediately achieve a transcendental vision in which they are no longer interested in materialistic activities. Thus, they achieve freedom from the material world. For sense gratification, practically everyone is engaged in materialistic activities, which prolong the process of janma mrityu jara badhi, birth, death, old age, and disease. But the devotee, simply by hearing the message of Bhagavad Gita and further relishing the narrations of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, becomes so pure that he no longer takes interest in materialistic activities. At the moment, devotees in the Western countries are being attracted by Krishna consciousness and becoming uninterested in materialistic activities, and therefore people are trying to oppose this movement, but they cannot possibly check this movement or stop the activities of the devotees in Europe and America by their artificial impositions. Here, the words Srotranjali Upasprasaya indicate that simply by hearing the transcendental activities of the Lord, the devotees become so pure that they are immediately immune to the contamination of materialistic fruitive activities. Anya vilashita sunyam. Materialistic activities are unnecessary for the soul, and therefore the devotees are freed from such activities. The devotees are situated in liberation, Brahma Bhuvaya Kalpate, and therefore they cannot be called back to their material homes and materialistic activities. So here Prabhupada, in this beautiful purport, he's talking about the pure devotees and who are free from all material bondage, and who can only hear and orally the Bhagavad Gita and Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam by and glorifying Lord, the Supreme Lord, and they are free from all kind of materialistic activities. Back to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Mataji, thank you so much. Can you hear me? This is again a very, very nice verse. Also, some important verses to remember, both 61 and 62. So, 61 was about why Krishna appears to remove the distress of the people of the Kali Yuga. And how is that distress removed? By Sat Karna Piyushe. Shrotanjalir Upa Sparshaye. It means those who simply hear the glories or the yasha of the Supreme Lord, which is so punyam, through purified ears. Very important, through purified ears. What will happen? Then we will be free from the material desires. Dhunute karma vasanam. Karma vasana. Vasana means desires. Karma vasana, material desires, strong fruitive desires for wealth, name, fame, recognition, etc., which are not conducive to Krishna consciousness. There's a very nice similar verse in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, I believe. Chapter 2 has very nice verses about these in Shravanam, topic of Shravanam. I want to bring our attention to one of those verses which talks about the same point. What's that verse? Yeah, Hriday Granthi Vidyate Chityanti. Yeah. Vidyate hridaya granthis chidyanti sarva samshaya shriyanti chasya karmani drishtva evatma nishkari. Basically, by the hearing process, the heart, not in the heart, is pierced, and all the misgivings are cut to pieces. The chain of fruitive actions is terminated by the hearing process of Krishna consciousness. So, again, let's meditate on the word-to-word meaning of this verse as well. Yasmin satkarna piyushe, who pleases the demands of the transcendental purified ears. Satkarna, not talking about the bad ears. The ears which are not engaged in hearing Krishna Katha are not Satkarna. They are compared in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam are like the snake holes where snakes reside. If we are just hearing mundane Hollywood, Bollywood music and soap operas and whatnot, those are not Satkarna. Those are Dukarna. So, engaging in the Yashas Tirtha Vare Sakrit. Sakrit means even once. Sakriteva Prapannaya Vasmiti Yachate. So this word comes multiple times, Sakrit. Yasha Tirtha Vari, keeping oneself in the best of the holy places by hearing the transcendental activities of the Lord. So, even once, only once, or immediately. Shrotanjalihi, Shrotanjali, Shrotam, Shrunvatam, Shravanam, the foremost limb of bhakti. So, Shravana or Shrotra. Upa Sparshaya, Sparsh, we all know the word sparsh is to touch. So, as soon as one touches, like touching exactly like the water of the Ganges. Dhunute destroys. Dhodalda. Dhunai kar this. Karma vasanam. What? Dhunate. So what is destroyed? Karma vasanam. Yasmit satkarna piyushe yashas tirtha vare sakrit shrotanjale upasparshasya dhunute karma vasanam. Even by once hearing Krishna consciousness with pure ears, which is the real nectarian water of the Ganges, Gita Gangodakam Pitva Punarjanmana Vidyate. In the Gita Mahatmya also same verse is shared. By our transcendental ears, those devotees who hear even once with purified ears, with pure attention, what will happen? They will be completely free from material desires, from fruitive activities, as Prabhupada is mentioning here in the purport. I'd just like to repeat this line from the purport here. By hearing about the transcendental activities of the Lord, devotees become so pure that they are immediately immune to the contamination of materialistic fruitive activities. And we see that, right? It's not just for pure devotees. I mean, the more one hears, the more pure one will become, for sure. But even in neophyte stage, I'm sure, I mean, I used to go to restaurants before a lot to eat, this and that in my 11th grade, 12th grade, in the early college years. When I was young, maybe from 8th grade to 12th grade, I used to go a lot, quite often, maybe once every week. Of course, vegetarian restaurants and stuff. But again, I'm not a very sincere sadhaka either, to speak of purification. But now that just by good association of devotees, one doesn't feel like to speak of other things, watching movies or this, going to cinemas, and then so many devotees their lives have transformed completely, in for good. Prabhupada came to United States. His audience was hippies, all sorts of wrong things, drugs, sex, and rock and roll. That was their motto. But completely purified. How? By engaging in the Shravanam process, simply by receiving the glories of the Lord through purified transcendental ears. Otherwise, those ears are of no good use. As even Bali Maharaj or Amrish Maharaj says, Savai Manah Krishna Padara Vindayor Vachamsi Vaikunta Gunanuvarnane Karo Hari Mandira Marjanadisho Shrutim Chakar Achyuta Sat Kathodaye. To engage our hearing in the Satkatha, Satkarna, the word used here is Satkarna Piyusha. What does Piyusha mean? Piyusha is basically like nectar or amrit. Sometimes it's addressed as milk also, but generally the nectar. So, Satkarna Piyusha, who engages in hearing, the ears, in drinking the nectar. We can drink the nectar from our ears, and that is the nectar of Krishna Katha, the nectar of the holy name, the nectar of Krishna's name, form, qualities. And that's a real vaccination. And what is why the word used is immunize. It will immunize of all the lust, anger, greed, envy, that those will not trouble a devotee of Lord. Any other comments anyone has or additions on this particular text? Okay, one last verse for today. It was. Yes, something that you wanted to read.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Roja Vrishni Andhaka Madhu Surasena Dasarhakai Slakhaniye Hita Sasvat Kuru Shrinjaya Pandubhi Snigdha Smite Kshitodhare Vakyar Vikrama Lilaya Narlokam Ramayam Asa Murtya Sarvangaramyaya. Translation: assisted by the descendants of Proja, Vrishni, Andhaka, Madhu, Surasena, Dasarha, Kuru, Shinjaya, and Pandu, Lord Krishna performed various activities. By his pleasing smiles, his affectionate behavior, his instructions, and his uncommon pastimes, like raising Govardhana hill, the Lord appearing in his transcendental body, pleased all of human society. Purport. The words Narlokam Ramayam Asamurtya Sarvangaramyaya are significant. Krishna is the original form. Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is therefore described here by the word Murtya. The word Murti means form. Krishna or God is never impersonal. The impersonal feature is but a manifestation of his transcendental body. Yasya Prabha Pravavato Jagat Andakoti. The Lord is Narakriti, exactly resembling the form of a human being, but his form is different from ours. Therefore, the word Sarvangaramyaya informs us that every part of his body is pleasing for everyone to see. Apart from his smiling face, every part of his body, his hands, his legs, his chest, is pleasing to the devotees, who cannot at any time stop seeing the beautiful form of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, back to you.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much. Very, very nice words. So this is the pleasing form of the Supreme Lord. Let's go the word to word also. So Bhoja Vrishni Andhaka Madhu Shurusena Dasha Dasharkai Slaganiya. So all these dynasties, Krishna, they assisted to help in Krishna's pastime, either as friends or as enemies. Of course, we discussed that even Shishupal and Danta were assisted in Krishna's pastime. Otherwise, if it would not have been for Shishupal, how would we have seen Krishna's, greatness towards even if his enemies? So, but these are very, very sweet. So that snigdha is pleasing, very, very affectionate. Smita, susmita. Susmita Shri Mukhena Yaduvar Parishadsve. Susmita. One devotee's name is Smita Krishna, the smiling Krishna, the servant of smiling Krishna. So Smita is like a sweet, gentle, not like a big laugh. It's a smile. A smile is different from the laugh. It's like a gentle laugh of Krishna. And when you go to the altar, Krishna has always had that sweet, gentle smile. He's always happy, smiling. Very, very pleasing. Snigdha. And Udara, he's very, very magnanimous. His Vakya, through his instructions, like we just discussed, Guru Pandava ko yuddha machayo, Gita ko upadeshna. He gave the wonderful transcendental nectar, the piyusha of the instructions in the form of Bhagavad Gita. Vikrama Leelaya, Vikrama, or Trivikrama, all these names. Vikrama is also known the names of Vamandev for his pastimes of heroism. Prabhupada is translating like Govardhan Leela, or killing of all the demons, Putana, Bakasur. So many asuras he killed. Only a great hero can do that. Niralokam, in the human society, Ramayam, very, very pleasing. Sarva Anga Ramaya, Ramyaya. Sarva means all, his all limbs, whether it's eyes, his nose, his feet, his legs, his thighs, his waist, his arms, his cheeks, his ears, his kesha, his nails, his everything, all the parts. The form that pleases everyone by all parts of the body. So any part of the body of Krishna we will get great happiness. This is why Krishna descends in his pastimes or in different forms and in the form of his deities as well, so that we can meditate upon Sarva Anga Ramyaya, on the personality who has beautiful smile, very, very affectionate behavior, snigdha, smita. You can remember these words at least, if not the whole shloka. Who is a Vikrama, very, very heroic, and Ramaya, very, very pleasing. So why? For all of us. Because we are caught up in three things: Dukkha, Shoka, and Tamaha. It's only one who is very happy, joyful, and free from all these miseries can uproot, right? Therefore, Krishna is the source of all happiness, the source of all joy, the source of all pleasure, the source of all attraction. So, by approaching him, all our misery, all our darkness, all our ignorance will be destroyed. That is Krishna consciousness. And we approach through books, we approach through deities, we approach through prasadam, we approach through devotees, we approach through anything in connection to Krishna will feel the same happiness. And I'm sure that's why we are all here, because if we're not getting some happiness or something, then why would we spend our time every day to read or, right, Bhagavatam, if you're not getting something? So, any other comments before we wrap up for today? Okay, so tomorrow is the last day of Kartik as for the Gaudiya Vaishnava calendar, and we will wrap up this chapter. We have just last few verses left, so thank you so much. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Śrī Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Gaura Bhakti ki jai. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhyaiva cha Paritanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namo. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.